everybody, this is LBA Toro, the Fancy Action Now, and I'm here to talk about some gaming news, some big gaming news coming up. I don't even know where to begin. We won the war on loot boxes, I guess, through the power of my channel and many others, bringing this information to light and not letting it die. Kudos goes to people like the Act Man, Jim Sterling, Yang Ye, and other video game news industry commentators. Me, LVA Toro, the Fancy Action Now, bringing light to these practices and holding these people accountable, and letting them know that the tide of revenue will be receding forthwith if they don't stay away from their predatory practices. And they are predatory. I mean, they are running a casino. So, with that being said, that's a major move. That is a major, major move. And EA came right up to it and got right up in our face before they decided to back down. But back down they did, as we are their lifeblood. So they can, they can alienate themselves from their own client base. But that being said, we win. We win. And I knew we would. So the customer ultimately will win, as many other arrogant industries have discovered. But if EA is nothing else, it is the survivor, and Activision as well. They've been around a very, very long time, and they understand how to survive, and that is the key. They went exploitative. They took it too far, and they took it further still. They took it all the way up to the point where they were pushed back. And that was by design. That was their intent, to see exactly how far they could push it real good. And it got shoved right back down their throat. So, in other news, we have the impressive release of a little drip of intel on Bethesda's new game, Starfield. Okay, so we've got some verified claims that they are working on a space action RPG. So it's going to be Bethesda Effect very, very soon. Bethesda Effect. So, Bethesda. Wow, I like Bethesda Effect better. So Bethesda Effect a la Starfield is coming very soon, and I think it will release this year, and I think it will release right before Q4. Again, all the promo, merch, they know what their merch and marketing machine is like no other. They are outstanding. And had I my druthers, I would own every piece of swag that they generate on their store. I would literally have one piece. I would literally have at least one piece of everything that they produce. I love their swag. I love their merch. I love their style. I love their swagger. And I love the games. Again, I think the only DLC that I have bought in the last, it's going on a decade. I can easily say probably the only DLC that I've bought in the last 5 years has been Mass Effect, okay, and Bethesda DLC. Bethesda DLC, I buy all their DLCs. If I own the game, typically, The Evil Within, I didn't buy any of that DLC, but like everything else, all the Elder Scrolls stuff, all of the Wolfenstein stuff, and I buy all the DLC. I love it. So, the new Wolfenstein game, I haven't bought any of that DLC yet, but it's coming, baby. I liked Wolfenstein 2. I thought it was fine. Yes, there was some social commentary junk in there. It's like, whatever. It was I think it was like a fad, the social commentary thing. It goes through its cycle socially. It just does, It's just and people that are a bit more logical, just high conservative, go fight wars all day long and all that stuff, just like that. There's most people are kind of in the middle of things, and they're we just kind of watch and wait both sides and just kind of, okay, navigate through and, leave it at that. So anyway, but Bethesda Effect, that is very exciting. They're going to do And I think this has been in development and under wraps for a very, very long time. They just let one little drop of blood leak into the pool, and it is an internet frenzy. You have to, if you're Bethesda and you're their PR guy, I saw a little interview with him on YouTube today. If you're their PR guy, you gotta know he's grinning from ear to ear, because they let one drop of blood in the pool, and it is just a frenzy in the media about their new game, because they are going to do it right, and they are going to own it like they own Doom, like they own Wolfenstein. They have quietly been preparing to enter the market, and if you think about it, where are we at in the market right now? We're getting close to the middle of the year. So you're going to have your E3, and then you're going to be ready for your fourth quarter launch of the new space action RPG, Starfield. I don't think that name's going to stick. I think the name may change, but I'm not big on that name either, Starfield. Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. But I'll take it if it's a Bethesda product. If it's a space action RPG, I'll take Starfield. Mass Effect sounds so much cooler. It just sounds so much cooler. It's meaningless. It's like almost nonsense Mass Effect. I mean, I get it, but it's just like, it just sounds cool. It's just like extreme. So, wow. Bethesda effect. Cannot wait. Very excited. That's probably the most exciting news in gaming that I've heard in a long, long time. Plus, they might be rolling out a Fallout online game. Fallout to me is even more of a natural online than Elder Scrolls ever was, because it was always kind of like a top-down kind of, tabletop, group. Fallout was a group game. It wasn't like a solo game in its initiation, So it's nice. It's nice. I think it'll do well. It'll do well. So you're probably looking at additional DLC. You're looking at the launch of the online. You're looking at the launch of Starfield. I think this E3 is going to be Bethesda's E3. The last one was lackluster for a reason. They weren't ready yet, and they're okay to do kind of a show. And Doom 2, you're definitely going to hear something about Doom 2, man. I mean, they've got the engine, they've got the mythos, they've got the buy-in of the fans. It's going to be Doom 2 Hell on Earth, man. It's going to be Bethesda on Earth is what it's going to be. So this is going to be probably one of the best E3s ever. All of the other major publishers have been slapped on the wrist, and in some states in the face. And and now we are going to see one of the most talented and yet restrained gaming companies, Bethesda, focuses on the first player experience and multiplayer experience. They just quietly, it's not even quietly, but they gradually grow their presence and dominate in those areas. And that's what you have to do. Just because you can expand quicker doesn't mean you should. You should expand when you're prepared. And this is the maxim of Napoleon. Although Napoleon, I don't know, was defeated, but he was at that point he was a drug addict, and he was over 40, and he was just he was having a hard time at the end, and he still almost won. But his maxim, Napoleon's maxim, was plan. A careful plan, careful plan, followed by swift execution. Some variation of that. So he's like, plan, but once you've done your plan, act. And that's exactly what Bethesda does. They plan, they create, they develop, they wait until the time is right. They make sure that their product is for the most part baked, or at least playable, and you're getting the content, and you're getting something. Again, a lot of people complain about Bethesda, and it releases ball game or whatever. First of all, I'm not an early adopter of games either. Sometimes I might buy an early version, but I usually or like a day one. But I'm not a day one guy. I wait until some of the first patches come out and they solve some of the, because you're basically, as a player, if you're a day one a buyer of a game, you're basically a game tester. You're basically a game tester. They're gathering that data, whether you know it or you don't. They're gathering this gamer data, and they're putting the patches and fixing those things so they can get it out there and make the money. So, I mean, that's just real life, but you're basically an involuntary game tester if you're a day one purchaser of a game, you know, especially a Bethesda game. They're so complex. So, but anyway, whatever. So that's very exciting stuff. So I wanted to come out and do a little video on that, about that gaming news. It's extremely exciting. I just popped Fallout back in. I was really itching to play Fallout. And I've been watching all these Fallout videos, so I went back and played a little bit of Fallout online. And I really want to get back to my Elric series, where it's Elric and the Young Kingdoms. If you don't know what that is, they're books by the White Wolf Publishing, Elric of Melniboné. Again, there's some lore, there's some hidden lore, the Ebony Blade in Skyrim that refers to Elric. That's why it likes the blood of friends. And again, I don't want to get into the spoilers of the books, but please go get Elric of Melniboné and read it, or just pull it up on YouTube. There's an audio version of it on YouTube for like nothing. So watch, listen to Elric of Melniboné. There's some really good graphic novels out there too. Razor Fist does an outstanding dissection of some of the graphic novels that are out there. So take a look at that. All right, you know what? I'm not going to make this any longer. This is El Viejo Turo. Some exciting gaming news. E3, Bethesda effect. Peace out.
We are but maggots, writhing in the filth of our own corruption.